Hi everyone, and welcome again to victoriapiping.com. And today we are here with my friend, woohoo, with a holistic nutritionist. So I always forget something. Holistic nutritionist. Yes, and we are going to discuss
leaky gut syndrome. So this is something where I'll describe in the video where I find a lot more people these days they don't know, or they probably heard of it and think they have it, but more and more people these days I find have this leaky gut syndrome. So I'm going to describe it in further detail and the associated health concerns with leaky gut syndrome. But also on the positive side of things, I'll also give some recommendations of how we can heal our leaky gut in a natural, holistic way.
Yeah. Yes, and introduce yourself, because I think in this video we forgot to introduce you.
Oh. I am Barbara Coe, a holistic nutritionist based out of Vancouver, and I also have been focusing a lot on the Tri-Cities area, so Port Moody, Port Coquitlam, and Coquitlam.
It's family area we have here, so it's very nice and beautiful area with a lot of families and kids, and I think this is one of your...
Why I'm drawn to it. Yeah, it's a really, really nice community out here.
Yeah, you need to move to our area.
That's what a lot of people say.
Yeah, but she's young and she having fun in Vancouver, so it's okay. She loves the scene there.
Yeah, I like the beaches.
It's lovely. We have beaches here though too.
It's
true. Not that the beach is the main attraction in Vancouver.
No, yeah, there's so much more.
Yeah.
But there's lots going on here too, which is nice.
And it's getting more and more and more here, so it's nice.
Yeah, more and more people are interested in holistic health and natural ways of healing, which is nice.
And it's very important. And they're open here very huge organic store, which is very nice to have your produce organic, and I don't need to think and to go to 10,000 stores just to buy one organic lemon, because in one it's one lemon and the other it's bananas, and I have to go to 3 to 4 stores just to find what I need for the week. Now I'm going to one store and I'm shopping there, and that's it, it's done.
Yeah, and the name of the store is?
Pom. Yeah, it's Pom.
Really
it's
nice.
really nice, lovely store. Yes, not everything organic there, but at least they're really trying to bring, the local people are owning there, if I remember right. It's someone like from the area owns it.
Okay.
So it's very nice, very local. They're trying to source our local produce. Not always it's local, but at least it's organic, so it's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go to the leaky gut syndrome. And you remember I promised you the explanation about leaky gut syndrome, and whoo, I give her the opportunity to talk, not me, and she's much more capable to do so. So let's start with it in the presentation, and thank you so much for being here with us today as well.
Thank you. Hope you guys enjoy.
Yes, and all the questions and all the things, ask me down below, and we will try to answer in this video or in the next videos. So
sounds good. We'd love to answer your questions.
Yeah.
As a reminder, last week I chatted with all of you and Victoria about digestion. If you haven't checked that out yet, please do, because it'll help you better understand this week's topic, leaky gut syndrome. So let's get into it, and we'll look at a section of the intestine, and we'll zoom in to look at the lining of the intestinal tract. We've got a layer of cells where the top of the cells are thrown into folds to maximize nutrient absorption. If our digestive system is working optimally and digesting food properly, it'll easily pass through into the intestinal cells and then get taken into the bloodstream for further metabolism. So that's what's happening if our digestive system is working properly. We've broken down our foods to the smallest particles, and those small particles can get easily absorbed into our intestinal cells and then into our bloodstream. If food hasn't been broken down into its smallest components, they're too big to pass through into the cells. And we also have tight junctions that hold the cells tightly together to prevent substances from passing through that way. So as a result, undigested food would normally continue along through the intestines. However, if we have impaired tight junctions, these large particles that normally wouldn't pass through are able to get through and enter our bloodstream. Since this would normally not happen, our immune system has no idea what these are. These large particles are foreign to our body, and so our immune system tags them as a dangerous substance. As a result, the immune system is then stimulated so that we can try to get rid of these large particles because we think that they're harmful to the body. Now, this leads to the question, what causes leaky gut? Toxins. Firstly, I'll talk about food additives. They can be damaging to the intestines, and we've got food additives like MSG or monosodium glutamate, which is created in a lab and is not found in nature, and therefore our body has a hard time metabolizing it and could be detrimental to our intestinal lining. Pesticides and herbicides may also be contributing factors, as they are chemicals synthesized in the lab and can be destructive in many ways to our bodies. So our produce, our fruits, and our vegetables, our grains, our nuts and seeds can be sprayed with insecticides, pesticides, herbicides, and when we consume them, our bodies have to detox them, and sometimes we're not capable of detoxing all of these toxins that we're exposed to, and they can lead to damaging our organs, our intestines, and therefore lead to something like leaky gut. Related to this also are GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, which are foods that have been genetically engineered to be resistant to herbicides, like in the case of soy, or they're engineered to produce its own insecticide, like corn. So for things like soy, we can spray a weed killer called Roundup or glyphosate, where we spray over these crops, and the spray won't damage the soy crops but will kill the weeds. But now we've got these super weeds, so we have to spray more, and therefore our soy crops are being contaminated with all of this Roundup or glyphosate. In the case of corn, it's been engineered to produce its own Bt toxin when insects consume when they consume corn that has been genetically engineered to produce Bt toxin. Those insects' intestinal tracts get damaged. So what do you think is happening in our bodies? Something to think about. If you want more information on GMOs, Victoria's got some really great videos when she interviewed Teresa from GE Free Tri-Cities. So take some time out and learn some more about GMOs through Victoria's videos. My personal take on GMOs, they aren't created in nature, but is actually a process engineered by humans that have been associated with a variety of health concerns, including intestinal damage. And from my experience as a holistic nutritionist, I've seen lots of clients have allergies to soy and corn and sugar, and more these days, there's more and more of those allergies that are coming up. And it must be related to GMOs. With the prevalence of GMOs in our society, there must be some correlation. It's hard to deny that there's correlation between GMOs and some health concerns that are coming up. If you want some more documented proof on this, the topic of GMOs, I would suggest you read Jeffrey Smith's book called Genetic Roulette, or watch his documentary, which is also titled Genetic Roulette. Next on the list are pharmaceuticals like aspirin, which has been shown to be damaging to the stomach and intestinal lining. Another pharmaceutical commonly prescribed are antibiotics, which I know majority of people out there have taken at least once in their life. Antibiotics not only kill bad bacteria, but the good bacteria as well. And these good bacteria help to protect our digestive tract and support digestion as well. By killing our good bacteria, we cause what's known as dysbiosis, which is an imbalance of the good and bad bacteria. Other things that cause dysbiosis are chlorine in the water, the birth control pill, and antibiotics in animal products, because factory farmed raised animals are prone to sickness and infection and are therefore given antibiotics, which we ingest when we consume animal products. Also related to dysbiosis is Candida, which is a yeast that resides in the gut, and this yeast feeds off sugar. And with more and more sugar intake, the Candida grows bigger and it can get spikier, and these spikes can poke holes in our digestive tract. Another microbe that can be damaging are parasites, and our last leaky gut culprit is wheat. Wheat contains the protein molecule known as gluten, which might be damaging to the intestines. Part of that gluten molecule is a protein known as gliadin, which can adhere to the intestinal wall and triggers the immune system to attack the gliadin and at the same time cause damage to the intestines because the gliadin is essentially stuck to that wall. So those were some of the ways in which a person can get or develop this leaky gut syndrome. Now we'll get into the health concerns associated with leaky gut to give you an idea of why we need to pay attention to it to avoid further complications. Firstly, poor digestive function can be a sign of leaky gut with some symptoms like bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea, and nausea. And then poor digestive function, if you think back to the diagram I showed you earlier, when we have poor digestion plus leaky gut, it can cause undigested food to pass through the digestive lining, which can lead to the development of food allergies. And then food allergies can be related to autoimmune disorders like lupus, psoriasis, and rheumatoid arthritis. In addition, food allergies stimulate the immune system, and when the immune system is constantly stimulated, you end up overwhelming the system. So when we trigger that immune system, it involves the release of a bunch of chemicals which stimulate inflammation. So any inflammatory condition can be made worse when we have leaky gut plus food allergies that can continue to worsen any inflammatory condition. In addition, by overwhelming the immune system, you can be more prone to getting sick and more sensitive to developing seasonal allergies. In addition, if your immune system needs to be working hard, it requires a lot of energy, and therefore it takes energy away from you to perform your daily activities. So you might feel tired or lethargic due to leaky gut. If you don't deal with this condition, it could lead you to developing bowel disorders like IBS, which is inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD, IBS is inflammatory bowel syndrome, and IBD is inflammatory bowel disease. And other intestinal disorders like Crohn's or colitis can also be associated with leaky gut that's gotten worse and worse and worse. So hopefully you won't end up in this situation, because there are ways in which you can promote gut healing. So firstly, eliminate allergenic foods. If we continue to put foods that are damaging our body, it'll continue to make that leaky gut syndrome worse and worse and worse, and also stimulate your immune system and exhaust and overwhelm your immune system. Secondly, let's eliminate wheat and GMOs. After watching the Gluten Summit, I got a lot of information about the detrimental impacts of wheat because we've altered it so much from the way it used to be. It's been hybridized and altered to increase yields with the effects of affecting our health. And I've seen it with my clients with wheat and GMOs. More and more people are allergic to wheat, and it's been associated with so many health conditions like autoimmune disorders, thyroid disease, inflammatory bowel diseases, Crohn's, colitis, you name it. A lot of it is associated with wheat sensitivity or allergies. And then GMOs, with it not being something that occurs naturally in nature, and then the toxins that are associated with it, like the glyphosate or the BT toxin, which can cause the leaky gut syndrome and a whole bunch of other health concerns because we have no idea what these toxins could be doing to the organs within our body. Foods that are genetically modified include corn, soy, canola, sugar beets, and then in imported products, look out for cottonseed oil, Hawaiian papaya, and also milk, because sometimes, depending on where they're getting the milk, the cows could be given bovine growth hormone, which you want to avoid. Please try to eat organic as much as possible so that you're reducing your toxic load because you're not exposed to the pesticides and herbicides that are sprayed on our foods. And also, organic foods have been documented to contain more nutrients, which can help to support the digestive lining. Sometimes, to help speed up that healing process, we might want to supplement with gut healing nutrients like vitamins A and C, the mineral zinc, the amino acid L-glutamine, and fish oil. So all of these you can supplement with to help speed up that digestive healing process. These are nutrients that help to support the gut. Also, you can take some herbs that will also help support the digestive system, which include slippery elm, marshmallow, and aloe vera. These are herbs that are really healing and soothing to the gut. So there you have it. I talked about leaky gut, what causes leaky gut, the associated health concerns, and I just went through with you how to promote some healthy gut healing. Please be kind to your gut and pay attention to your digestion.
Thank you so much for this information. I hope you listened very well to this video, and I hope you're scared enough to change your ways, because I was scared enough to change my ways and to change ways of my family, and we feel much better, all of us. And that's why we went gluten-free and GMO-free for years. And you know how crazy I am about non-GMO, don't use them, and etc. So thank you so much for the info. I couldn't say it better.
Thank you. And if you wanted more details, you can come see me for consultation if you wish. If you have problems with digestion or you want help with support through your leaky gut syndrome, feel free to contact me. I do consultations online as well.
Yes, and please contact her. And I have all her details and all the videos in the description box below. And I will link in the video itself, at least I will try to link in the video itself, to her blog and to contact her. And are you doing Skype session as well?
Yes, I do Skype sessions. And for people with Macs, FaceTime as well. Macs and iPads, there's always FaceTime.
Yes, it's amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And you know, ask the questions and we will think what we are going to do next together, because I really like the idea. It works. So thank you so much for being with me again.
Thank you.
And as usual, don't forget to subscribe, write me a comment, thumbs up me. Please share this info with all your friends and family. It's important. It's important to be healthy and to stay healthy. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope to see you soon.
Absolutely.
So bye.
Bye.